Okay, we're situated here. There's got to be a better way to do these lives and how I get everything set up. Because I don't have a very good system. I can't even get my lighting set up. I can't get none of that stuff set up right. I don't know. All right. Okay, if you were watching the replay on this, do hashtag replay. And thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I'm super excited that you're here. Hey, Shelby. How's it going? What do you got going on right now? I was actually napping before this live. I get so tired now that it's dark so early, so I like to lay down and take like a little nap. Hey, Courtney. What's up, girlfriend? I was just looking at your TikToks. I love your TikToks. Your TikToks are so good. Nice. Laying in bed. Yeah. I like to lounge, but I haven't been doing a lot of lounging like I should. What's up, poop scoops for noobs? How has scooping been for you guys? How's your weather been? How's everything been? We've gotten 2 snow events so far, and then everything melted because it started to rain. So the beginning of the week, we had a bunch of snow. we scooped what we could see, and then by the end of the week, everything is melted. So guess what? Guess what that entails? Complaints. And so a couple people had messaged, and they're like, hey, listen, I just noticed that there was more waste back there than normal. And so I just messaged them back, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there was. We scooped you on Monday and Tuesday, and unfortunately, we did have accumulation on the ground, so we scooped what we could see. But don't worry, next week, we will be able to get that all up for you, as long as it doesn't snow again. And they totally understand. The only people that sent messages were people that were new, that haven't gone through a winter with us. Typically, when you have people that have been on with you for quite some time, they know the deal. They know what the situation is. The problem is the new customers. And it's really not a problem. You just have to explain to them how it works, educate them. And for the most part, they're like, oh yeah, I totally understand. I didn't even think about that. That's not something I thought about. You're like, yeah, it's tough, blah, 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 blah. I see comments, lots of comments. Hold on a second. Yeah, happy Friday. You just finished 3 scoops this evening. No snow this far. So how late do you scoop until, if you don't mind me asking? I actually did 2 one-time cleans today, and I did a clean that I wasn't able to finish yesterday. I moved that over to today, so that actually worked out quite well. Ooh, it's 60s in San Diego. Nice. What's up, Sean? What's going on? Sean, are you going to the Pet Expo this weekend? Are you going to pop in there? I'm not going to be able to go there tomorrow, but I think I might actually go say hi to Christina on Sunday. Tomorrow is the gingerbread extravaganza. Hold on, let me restart that. Tomorrow is the gingerbread extravaganza. Basically, we build gingerbread houses here at my house. It started off as like a little thing and now has gotten quite big. Basically, people come over, they bring their kids, we build gingerbread houses from scratch, we eat pizza, we exchange laughters and good time, we take photos, and everybody kind of goes on with their way. Oh, Carly! What's up, Carly? Escobedo? Did you get your workout in, girlfriend? Did you work it out? With how dark it gets, my latest appointment is 5 p.m. and I barely cut it before the sun goes down. Do you, poop scooping for noobs, do you have one of those headlamps? I know we talked about this last time. And I still haven't found my headlamp. I don't even know where it's at. Good work, Carly. Good work. So Carly, I'll just let you guys know, Carly is my my best friend from high school. And we chit chat pretty much every single day on this app called Marco Polo. There's a couple people that I chat with. I chat with Jessica from Canada. Her and I talk every day. You know, we all talk about different stuff, but me and Carly have been going strong in the gym. We've both been working out every single day. You know, things are a little different after you turn 30, so working out is fairly important. And especially in our industry, you got to stay fit. You have to be conditioned because it's hard when you're working outside, and you have to be like strong. You guys can't tell, but I have really big biceps, okay? From carrying around all that dog poop. I'll like flex on my husband. He's like, my gosh, look at those bad boys. I'm like, I know. Don't play with me. You do have a headlamp. It's been a lifesaver, especially after corrective eye surgery last week. You had corrective eye surgery? Please tell me about it. I would absolutely love to get that. My eyes are progressively getting worse, and especially this eye. I've been having a hard time driving at night. At nighttime, I don't want to drive anywhere because I have two stigmatisms. I have one in this eye that is this way, and then my stigmatism in my eye is this way. So they're two different ones, and it just makes it very unbearable to drive at night. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, Melissa, I'm super excited that you got to hop on. Yay. Have you spent that the Amazon gift card yet? Have you bought anything fun and exciting? All right. I don't really have anything super important to talk about. I was just kind of wanted to hop on and chit chat and see what was going on with you guys. But I guess the one thing that I do want to talk about is we're coming into December. So that means we're ending the year. So we're going to have to be getting our tax stuff all situated, make sure that all of our documents are in order. We have our receipts. I'm bad about saving my receipts. That's something that I really do need to work on. But I use a program called QuickBooks. I'm sure many of you know about QuickBooks. I'm sure that you use it. But if you don't use it, or if you don't use some type of like accounting software to help keep your books in order, I would definitely suggest checking QuickBooks out. I don't know what other type of platforms are out there, but this is really going to help you at the end of the year with your profit and loss statements. You can give that to your accountant or whoever does your taxes, and it just makes things much more organized. You can see what's going out financially and what's coming in. You hook it up to your bank account, and it's really been a lifesaver. Okay, hold on a second. You got PRK. You're awake the whole time and you can smell your cornea burning? Okay. Do you have to be awake the whole time? Or can they put you under? Is that possible by any chance? You just make your own income expense sheet on Microsoft Excel. I'm not smart enough to do any of that. I've heard of people doing that. I've seen it. I mean, I haven't seen their exact forms, but I don't know. I don't know how to use it, but more power to you. So how does that work when you have it all filled out? Do you do your taxes yourself, or do you just hand it over to your accountant? Because for my business, I use QuickBooks, but I have like a financial advisor to where they kind of monitor like personal spending and all of like our retirements and investments and stuff. And they have a Excel spreadsheet that we have to fill out with our expense tracking. And then they look at that every month. I didn't create that. They created it for me. Okay, you do have to stay awake. That's unfortunate. Oh. So I'm guessing your downtime wasn't that bad. How long were you down for the LASIK? Yeah, it would be nice not to have to wear glasses. I tried to use contacts over the summer. I just couldn't touch my eyeball. It grossed me out. So I'm back to my glasses, but the issue is when it's really, really hot outside, they slide down. And I push them back up, they slide down. Or I'm like constantly pushing on the side. And I've actually noticed when I don't have my glasses on, I still go to push my glasses up. And I poked myself in the eye last week. I was like, what the heck? This is your first year in business. Well, congratulations. The first year is really fun, and I'm really happy that you're tracking your expenses because a lot of people don't. They don't think that it's important to do that, but it's good to see like where you started and how much growth you've had year over year. But you might want to switch over to QuickBooks eventually. It's so nice. What I like about the QuickBooks is they have like graphs, so it shows you like so much was spent in payroll, like it's like a circle graph, or you can have a line graph, but this amount was payroll, this amount was other supplies, this amount was office supplies, and it's colorful, so it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and most of my expenses is payroll. Payroll is so expensive, you guys. It's not just the payroll. It's obviously paying, and then you have to pay the unemployment, and you have to pay the other taxes that go into it, and then paying the payroll company. But I mean, it's all worth it because it helps you move your business forward. But when you get to that point and you're ready to hire, just know that that's going to be one of your largest expenses for sure. Ooh, what's been my best form of marketing? Let me see if I can pull this up. So basically, my Google reviews do a lot of my marketing for me because, believe it or not, like out here, people are really starting to look up dog waste removal businesses, and they're starting to look up pooper scoopers because we're getting more well known around the area, or just a more well-known type service. So when they type in dog waste removal, especially if they do it within like, I don't know, maybe a 15-20 mile radius, Kroopin's Poopin Scoop, it pops up, and we have like 170, I want to say 173 reviews, which I recorded a video on this today, you guys, so you're going to get like a little sneak peek. To get reviews, I use this app called Nice Job. And it's an app that plugs into my CRM that I use, which is Jobber. And after I close out a job, it automatically sends everybody a request to give me a review. And it opens up Facebook, Yelp, Google, whatever they have on their phone. It opens that up and asks them to give you a review. I used to do all this manually in the beginning. But once I was able to afford it, I transitioned over to Nice Job just because it's either you're spending time, right? Time doing all of this stuff, or you're spending money. And in the beginning, you don't have the money unless you save up and you have money to spend. So you spend a lot of time. So I would manually text everybody, manually text to get these reviews. But now I switch over to Nice Job. It does it all for me, which is really cool. So that has helped me. But also just posting in like the buy sell trade groups, it's a little tough. Some groups won't let you post, but literally I post like a before and I post an after picture. Let me see if I can pull one up on my Canva, because I do all my marketing material on Canva. That's where I make all of my crappy marketing material. Yeah, I'm gonna switch you guys over. Let me see. Okay, so all like this stuff right here. So this is my Canva. And then these are all like my cover photo of the month things that I post on my page. Here, I'm gonna set you here for a second until I can find the one that I'm looking for. I just made one. Where is it at? I don't know. Okay. We scoop dog poop. We service pet waste stations. I did the WAP thing back when that was trending. What a poop. I don't know. Why not? I'm really surprised that I can't figure out where this is at because I literally just had it. But yeah, it's just kind of like a before and after picture, and I post that on Facebook, and I'll boost that post. I'll upload it on my Google listing too. If you have like a Google My Business account, which you should, if you don't have your Google listing and you're not verified on Google, please do that. You cannot have okay, when you go to apply for your Google verification, you have to have like a card sent to you, like to your address, that you have to verify it has like a 4 or 5-digit code on it. You can't send that to a P.O. box. It has to be sent to a home address. So make sure that you do that, and then you can upload pictures, updates, all that stuff on your Google listing, and that keeps you kind of in the rankings. And then just talking to people, telling everybody about it, your friends and your family, posting stuff from your business page on your personal page. It's literally just quit. Don't shut up about it. Make sure everybody knows that you have a poop scooping business. And then having magnets on your vehicle. I have magnets on my regular truck, and then I have my marketing like vinyl that's on my work truck, which I can't take those off, but I can take the magnets off of my other vehicle. Just make sure you don't drive like a jerk, because people will call you. I've been called a couple times. People have actually taken pictures, because I'm kind of a bad parker. Sometimes I'll park like very like crooked, and people have texted me pictures. Somebody was like, I hope you're better at scooping dog poop than you are parking. Jerk. You're so bad at keeping track of our expenses. Courtney, yes. It's so easy. All you have to do is, I see you're in business. You have your business name. You get your business bank account, right? And then you have your business card, and then you use your business card for everything. And then you link your QuickBooks to it, and then, you know, at the end of the week or the end of the month, you transfer all of your transactions over. It's better if you do it every week, just because it can get a lot at the end of the month. And then it's so easy. And then keep like a little pouch, get yourself a like a pencil pouch, you know, from like the dollar store, and stick all your receipts in there and keep that in your vehicle. Yeah. You have to track your expenses. I didn't do the best at it, and then I also had some other issues with like the accountants and some stuff that was going on, and I went and found somebody else because I just like knew something wasn't right. I owed like almost $20,000 in taxes, and I needed to get that taken care of before we went into the next year, because then I was going to get penalties. And if I wouldn't have like talked to somebody that was educated and knew, going into the next year, I would have been in serious trouble. But I knew enough to know that something wasn't right, and I wasn't like paying in enough. And luckily it was found out. So just, you know, educate yourself, be on top of it. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know enough to know when things are going right and when things are going wrong. And getting that stuff taken care of in the beginning of your business is good, because you're going to be a lot further than a lot of other people in business. All right, so you said static ads have worked best for you. You're getting ready to shoot some funny video ads to see how they will work. Okay, I'm really excited. I want to see those. I have ideas. I would love to shoot funny videos. Like, they're in my brain, but I haven't like translated them into video. But I'm excited to see what you do. And that's another reason why I love Courtney. Courtney has an awesome TikTok. I love her videos. I'm like low-key like fanning out. I'm like, oh gosh, I love her videos. I need to get on that. I have a TikTok for Kroopin's Poopin' Scoopin', but I only have one like crappy video on there, and it's not good. You and your brother just started your poop scooping business in Utah, Salt Lake City. Cool. We have a pretty hefty budget. Your videos have helped a ton. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, I started this business just kind of like, I wanted to make some extra money. I wanted to do something else. For those of you that have been here since the beginning, I worked at a hospital. I was a pharmacy technician, and then finally I built it up enough to where I could leave that job, because it's not that it was a bad job. I mean, I got paid pretty decent. I had health benefits. I had retirement. I had all the things. I just didn't have happiness, and I just wanted to go all in on myself. So 2 years. It was 2 years. What is today? Is today the 3rd? So 2 years and 2 days ago is when I left, and that's when I started this YouTube channel. I left the hospital. I recorded my first video. It was a pretty grainy video, and uploaded it, and then I just kind of hit the ground running. And then Rona happened, and I was like, did I really just I just quit my job? I just quit my job for 14 years, and then now the whole world's shutting down? Are you kidding me right now? Good job, Erica. Good freaking job. But I believed in myself. I kept going. And it's like I made it. I made it through Rona, and I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of all of you guys for starting your business and going all in on yourself. And, you know, poop scooping isn't it's not glamorous, you know, it's not anything that's like lovely and wonderful, but it's hard work, it's honest work, it pays really, really well. And one of my favorite things is when somebody asks what I do for a living. I'm like, oh, I scoop dog poop. And then the look on their face is just like, wait, what? And then I go into the conversation with them, I talk to them, I tell them about it, and I give them a card. And they're like, oh no, I scoop it myself. And then something happens, or they know somebody, and then they're eventually giving me a call. I always use an opportunity like that to educate somebody and to pass on my card. Because let me tell you a situation that happened. I was scooping somebody, and the person in the back, like, you know how the neighbors butt up to each other? Well, the neighbor was out there scooping dog poop. He's like, what are you doing? You don't live there. I'm like, oh, I scooped the dog poop here. They hired me out. He couldn't believe it. Like, he was just in, like, literally disbelief that somebody would hire a pooper scooper. Well, moving forward, he ended up having, did he have a stroke? He either had a stroke or some type of health issue to where he couldn't scoop the dog poop anymore. And his wife gave me a call and asked if I would scoop until he got better. And they were very grateful, and I was very happy to be able to help them out. And I love their dogs too. I love it. Yeah, Courtney. I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to Rich or Wilson or Chase, but I'm down to hop on a call. Like when I watch your videos, I'm like, where'd she get that idea from? Because I don't know. I just don't think about that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was really cool. And then sometimes I make videos and then they don't turn out. I'm like, I guess I don't understand TikTok. I don't know how old you are, but how old am I? I'm 34. So sometimes I feel like I'm a little too old for TikTok. But I like YouTube. I like hanging out over here with you guys. Let me see if I missed anything from anybody. I want to go back to that marketing topic because I know I have some stuff made. I just can't figure out where it's at right now. But one thing that has worked really well for me on my business page is doing the cover photo of the month. If any of you guys follow me on Facebook, sometimes I'm not the best about it, but on the 20th of the month, I'll put up this post that says like cover photo of the month, enter your dog, and then I have like the rules and how you got to do it. Then as a team, we go in and we pick the top 5. And then everybody has to, like, they share it and they share it out, and it gets everybody excited and engaged, and the dog with the most hearts and likes is the one that becomes our cover photo for the month. So it gets people, like I said, engaged in the content. They're excited to have their dog up there. And a goal of mine is to eventually, once I get a full year of this, next year I'm going to get a full year. But I have to get some stuff in order. Like, I have to get some consent forms from people as like a release. I want to do a calendar of all the cover photo of the month dogs. I think that would be something pretty awesome. So for 2022, that calendar would go live for 2023. That's a long-term goal of mine. Oh, you're 34 too. Hey. IG reel. See, I don't even know anything about IG either. I'm working on all of that. I posted a IG reel on my personal page, my personal Instagram. If you guys follow me on that Instagram, I just want to let you know, sometimes not that my stuff's super inappropriate, but obviously on my Kroopin's Poopin Scoopin page, I keep stuff more professional, but my personal page is like just more of like, I guess, who I am, non-professional. But the kids and my husband put these like jellies, like I put these jelly sticker things on my mirror that said "Let it snow," and they like moved it around to something that was like semi-inappropriate. I didn't even realize it was up there, and I posted a reel about that today. So I was like, oh, okay. The only reason why I even did that is because Instagram was like, hey, you want to make a reel? I was like, oh, okay. Sure, I'll turn it into a reel. Yes, you do, Sean. That's awesome. Sean is actually local to me in here. We're not too far away from each other. He's pretty much services, we have an area called like Downriver. His company is Downriver Dirty Deeds. I don't go downriver anymore. I used to, but it's too far away, and I'm all about the route density, and I keep my routes pretty tight. We're about maybe like 15, I got like a 15-mile radius. It's not that bad. My furthest away house is my HOA, which I wasn't anticipating even picking that HOA up, but the money was right. And I was excited to get an HOA because that's where I would like to go there. I would like to get more HOAs because I'm able to do 17 stations in an hour and 5 minutes. So that's pretty good. That's really good. And I like that. And for those of you that are going into like the I guess the down season, it's not really down season for us, but things are going to start slowing down. Like this is the time to look at your routes. That's what I'm going to be working on is making some adjustments to my routes and tightening stuff up. If you have, policies and procedures that you need to work on, if you get frequently asked questions or you have frequent issues with certain customers, maybe come up with some verbiage or try to retweak that. Just so when those problems do come up in the springtime or whatever it is, you already have all that paperwork and all of that literature together. Like today, I had a customer call me. She was a newer one, and she wanted to know why she got an invoice. I was like, well, it's the first of the month. I send out my invoices on the first of the month. And she's like, well, I already paid you at the end of last month. I was like, yeah, you paid me for your first time clean, which is larger because it's like a bulk clean, and then you paid me for your scoop. So now we're into December, so December's bill's due. And she's like, well, so I have to prepay you? I said, yes. Yep, all of my billing's done prepaid. And she's like, well, I didn't see that anywhere. Did you tell me? I'm like, well, it's in our terms of service, and it looks, and I scrolled into Jobber because I have a form that asks if they read the terms of service, and they either say yes or no, they agree to it or they don't. If they don't agree to my terms of service, then I'll reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I see that you didn't agree to the terms of service. We touch base about that, and then see if we can move forward, because if they're not going to agree to it, then I'm not going to service them. And she said that she didn't see it anywhere, so I had to go into my, terms of service, screenshot it, and send it to her. I haven't heard back from her. I'm not really too sure if she's going to want to move forward with me or not. But that's how I do. That's how I run my business. Everything's prepaid with a credit card. Hey, most people have a credit card on file. I'm still struggling to get some people on that don't have a credit card on file. But I have to stick to my guns, because if I let one person do it, then I'll let another person, and all of a sudden my billing's all out of whack again. So it's like you have to be so strict with yourself too. And once you start making exceptions, it's like a slippery slope. Just like with boundaries in your service area. So, you got a house right here, and then your service area is on this side, and then you got a house over here, so then you start servicing that, and then somebody calls, and they're like, oh, well, they're just here. And then somebody else calls, and then you're here. And then all of a sudden, you're 3, 4, 5 miles away from where you originally wanted to be. It's a slippery slope. Oh, well, happy belated birthday. Wait, yeah, you just turned 34 this month. So was your birthday on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd? What day was your birthday? All right, well, have a good night. I charged my phone up to make sure that I had a charged phone for this. At what point do you start charging winter cleanup rates? Once the first snow comes. Can you explain that more? Like, what do you mean? Like, are you saying like you to change your rates for the winter? I don't change my rates at all. Like, my rates stay the same unless they change up their service. If they go from, you know, 2 times a week to 1 time a week, then they would change it. Money Maker G's in the house. What's up, man? I'm not calling you out. I'm just gonna say my name is Erica. A lot of people spell my name with a K. I'm just basic. It's just basic spelling over here. Nothing fancy. It was funny, Jobber actually sent me a care package where I got some stuff. I got like a cool hat. I got some bumper stickers, this like mug right here. And in the paperwork, it had Erika. And I showed my husband. That's so funny. You're waiting for it. You do winter cleanups. You do a winter cleanup fee during the springtime since it's usually a few months worth of waste. Okay. Yeah, so it's weird. So we got some snow and then it melted. And so that's a really good time too. So for those of you that are in the Midwest or you get snowy, you know, situations, when you know when there's been some snow buildup and you know there's going to be a thaw, that's a great time to post a before and after picture. A before and after, and blast that out. I posted it in probably like 15 or 16 groups. I posted it on my website. I posted it on Facebook. I don't know, it took me like 3 minutes. And I got 3 cleans off of it, and I charged $70 a piece. So for, you know, not that much work, not that much effort, because I already have all this stuff like pre-done in Canva, so I just plug and play and just post it out. Those were $70. But it's kind of tough because some people don't clean up their leaves. And so that's an issue that I had with this one yard. I showed up and I explained to him, I said, sir, I can only scoop what I can see. And he's like, no, it's totally fine. I actually had a company come out yesterday to do my gutters and do my leaves. They showed up, they did my gutters, charged them $160 and then left. I'm not too sure how much a gutter cleaning costs. Not really too sure. But I just feel like $160 is a lot for somebody's gutters. He was very upset. He was very upset because he's like, I thought they were coming. They were going to do both of them, but they just did the one. And so he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I thought that I was going to have all this picked up for you. And I got really upset. Like, because these guys didn't communicate, and that's another issue. This is something else I really want to really put out there. Please communicate with your customers. You have to. You got to let them know, because there's a lot of other businesses out there that are just bad at doing business. They're bad at their customer service. And then with me, when I show up, Jobber sends several reminders because I have everything set up. They get a reminder in the morning at 8 a.m. letting them know that it's their scoop day. Their technician will scoop them when they're on their way. And then when I am on the way, I send a text message so they know what's going on. They know how much they're going to get charged. They know that if I'm not able to get up all the waste, that I'm going to have a conversation with them. And that's something that the overall sense is, I don't know, the overall reviews are people are so happy with the customer service that we provide because we care about our customers and they feel it. Okay, I got off on that tangent. I was worked up earlier when he was telling me about it because he's such a cool dude. And he's like, yeah, I found him on Facebook and they only talked to me through Messenger and it seemed a little sketch. I mean, it is. I mean, I've been there. I contacted people through Messenger. I talked to them that way before. But I have my business set up right now to where I look so professional because everything funnels them to my website or to Jobber. So I can do all of my communication through Jobber or through my business phone. And people are just like, oh yeah, this looks good. This is really easy. And there's other CRMs, like there isn't just Jobber. There's Sweep and Go, which is specifically for pooper scoopers, but I'm using Jobber because I didn't want to just be stuck in the pooper scooper category. Like, yeah, I'm a pooper scooper, but I'm also like, if you guys follow the Enneagram, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, I'm a 7, I'm an enthusiast, so commitment to me is a little bit scary. So I'm like, oh, this is just for pooper scoopers. What if I decide I want to do something else? What if I want to add something else onto it? I won't be able to. And then we also do snow removal. There's some other stuff that I want to add to it. So it just gives me more flexibility and more freedom. So that's what I like about it. Okay, Money Maker G, let me tell you about this. So my last name is actually spelled Kroopin. And on a legal document, I accidentally put Kroopin. Yeah. I was like, oh crap. Oh, I messed that one up. Yeah, the leaves and dog poop are a mess. And this is something that you'll run into. And I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm a female. I'm not too sure what was going on, but this guy was a total, like, he was a D-bag. I'm not going to lie. I showed up. I had my bucket. I had my rake. And he's like, oh, you're going to need a bigger rake than that. And I'm like, oh, this will be fine. Like, I can pick up most piles with this. I go in the backyard, and this whole backyard was just like poop and leaves mixed. So I looked at him. I was like, oh, you have a lot of leaves here, so I'm going to need for you to do a spring cleanup before. Give us a call back, and we'll come back, and then we'll take care of that for you. He's like, well, why can't you just break it up? I'm like, well, that would be considered a fall cleanup or a spring cleanup with the leaves, and that is priced way, way higher than anything that I would price you at, and I don't even have the proper tools to even do that. I don't know anything about cleanups, and I know a lot of people are landscapers, so they know how to do that. I don't know how to price it. So that could be an add-on service for you if that's something you want to do. That's not something I'm truly interested in, but you know, that's your thing. You could kind of combine that together. But I'm not gonna sit there and like thumb through a bunch of leaves. Or I'll tell them I'll get the top layer. I'll get whatever I can see. Oh, cool, Phil. Oh, I'm really excited. How has that been going for you? How many customers do you have with the dog poop? All right, can you explain to me what CPC is or CPM? CPM. Is it cost per something? It's on the tip of my tongue. I feel like I know what it is. Yeah, the communication is so important. And maybe I over communicate, I don't know, but I've only had one person tell me that their notifications were annoying and she didn't like them. And she just asked if I would turn them off. I was like, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. Okay, so my husband is not a lawn guy. He is a tree guy. You know the guys that go up into the tree climbers? That's him. He's crazy. I'm so afraid of heights. I would never go up there. But yeah, so we have the backpack blowers. We got all the things. And he's like, here, you could totally do one. But I don't know. The thing is for me, I just want to stick to dog poop and to sanitation. That's really what I want to do. I want to scoop the dog poop and I want to sanitize the properties and leave. We don't do our own yard work. We have an awesome landscaping company that takes care of our stuff. And it has stopped me and my husband from fighting. Because then he would go out there, he would take 4 hours. And with me thinking, I'm like, he's been out there for 4 hours? We better have the best property on this entire block. And that was not the case. So the reason why I went to LAL, the event, is because when I was trying to look for route density, I found Brian's video on YouTube. So I really gravitated towards the lawn care community because a lot of the behind the scenes is very similar. And I wanted to shake hands. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to learn things. And his event is very much targeted towards like motivation, getting your head right. Because in business, you're like an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute, I'm like, yeah, I got it all together. Everything's so good. And then the next minute, something happens, and I'm like, why am I even in business? I feel like a psycho. I'm emotional. I'm also a female. And so I'm like, this sucks. But then I'm like, wait a minute. I love being an entrepreneur. This is so good. It's just the roller coaster, because these are our babies. We built these businesses from the ground up. So when something happens, at least for me, I feel it down in my soul. I get hurt. But I also need to toughen up a little bit with certain things. And I'm working on that. Cost per click. Okay, thank you. Okay, I have to go up a little bit. I had the number 1-800 dog poop from Patrick. I had so many prank calls. I bet. That's a really good number, though. I wish I could have had that number. I get a lot of prank calls, too. I had this one guy named William that found me on Facebook. He would continuously call me, message me, and ask me if I would pick the dog poop up with my bare hands. I kept blocking him, and he just kept creating new profiles and kept calling me. He finally stopped, thank God. I have not bent over to pick up leaves in over 4 years. It's all rake blower and tarp, no hands. I've seen the leaf blower. You have to have like a good swivel, like I don't know what goes on there. They like swivel with the blower. I watched my husband do it, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's really awesome. Cool, Phil. You got one add-on poop scooping service. It starts with 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then all of a sudden you have 220, and you're like, whoa, this is a lot of dog poop. At the end of spring, we were pushing like 220 per week down here at the main location. And I actually got rid of 2 areas. So we dropped down a bit just because I didn't want to go downriver, and I was just trying to condense my stuff and work on some stuff behind the scenes, and then this spring re-expand. Hey, Omar, you found me on the Side Hustle Nation podcast. That was the first podcast I did. I was so nervous. I listened to Side Hustle Nation all the time when I was working at the hospital. That's what would get me through my midnight shifts. We weren't allowed to actually listen to stuff, but I have this long hair. So I'd put my little earbud in, and I would cover it with my hair, and then I would have my other ear exposed, and I would just listen to Side Hustle Nation. And I'm like, one day I'm going to go all in on myself, and I'm going to do it. And then I did it. It was scary, but... Hey, John. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, to expand your client network in your community. I know it sounds cliche, but like become well known in your community, because people around you will hopefully, if you provide good service and you're good people, they'll talk about you. They'll share your information. When somebody has like a service provider that they love, they'll be like, when their friends are talking about it, they'll be like, oh, I don't scoop my own dog poop, or I don't mow my own lawn, or I don't wash my own windows. Use my person. So just creating like a good image for yourself, carry yourself well. If you have like a chamber of commerce, you can get involved with them. The only thing about the chamber of commerce is they have a lot of events. Like I got a lot of stuff going on. And me personally, I don't really have the time to go and do all of that stuff, but that's a good way to get involved in your community. And then just being online. Like I post on social media all the time. Like I'm all over social media. It's probably obnoxious, but just keeping yourself in front of people and letting them know, hey, this is what I do. I provide the service, because they might not want it now. They might not want it tomorrow, but you know, a month down the road or a year down the road, when they break their leg and they can't scoop their dog poop anymore, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call the person that they know and they see. Hey, Courtney. Yeah, that's fine. You know, some customers do not want that. I had a one customer. Okay, I got this one. I have this one customer that I've recently been servicing, and it is in a rougher part of the neighborhood. And I wasn't going to service that area, but I was like, you know what? I've lost some customers. Let me go ahead and pick some up. Well, when I showed up at this house, I already had like a sketchy issue with the handyman that was there and some conversations, and he made some sly comments to me. So I decided to, what did he say? He goes, I'm going to close this gate door. I don't want you to get scared since you're back here all by yourself. And then I just made reference of, I protect myself. Well, I'll go ahead and say that. You know, I have protection to protect myself. So I'm okay. And I already just did not want to be here. Well, anyways, I was told I have to knock on the door because they don't want to let the dogs out, but somebody else had hired me. So I called, I texted, I knocked on the door, and she was like upset with me. She got upset with me this past week and told me to stop knocking on the door. And I explained to her, I was like, I had specific directions to knock on the door because you have dogs and you have small children that will let the dogs out. And I'm not going to put myself in danger if you don't know that I'm here and you accidentally let the dogs out. So then I had to contact the other woman that hired me, and I was like, hey, this is what the situation is. I understand that she's sleeping midday. Okay, she's sleeping, but if her dogs are scratching at the door and she doesn't know that I'm back there and she lets the dogs out and then I get bit, I'm not okay with that. And so she was like, okay, don't worry. I'll have a talk with her and let her know and explain what was going on. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what's going on next week. But if, you know, if it's an aggressive dog or there's a situation to where you will get hurt or your scooper will get hurt or something like that, just because they're a little bothered, that's on them. But the one customer that told me about the notifications, her dog, I mean, isn't, if the wind blows, excuse me, if the wind blows too hard, that dog's taken off. So I was like, man, it's fine. Your customers weren't paying you on time. Were you pre-charging them or were you charging them at the end of the month? Here at Kroopin's Poopin Scoopin, everybody is pre-billed on the first of the month, and if they don't pay their bill, then we pause their service. Are we 100% with it? No. Sometimes people slip through the cracks. They tell me they're going to pay me. I'm like, okay. And then the next thing I know, it's the end of the month, and then they haven't paid me. But I'm getting better about it. Becoming a business owner was very tough for me. Sometimes I feel like I had no business becoming a business owner, but I also did. I've grown a lot as a person. I've grown a lot in just being confident with my decisions and holding my ground. And it's been an interesting journey, and I am very grateful for where I am today. Just being able to, you know, say like, no, this is how it is, and this is how my policies are. If you don't like it, move along, but like in a more professional way. But for the most part, everybody's so nice and everybody's just happy that you're there to scoop their dog poop. So there was actually a pretty interesting talk about capitalism that Jeff Joyner did at that event. It was a pretty good one. Jeff Joyner is actually a really good storyteller. If you guys don't follow him on YouTube, he's a good person to follow. He's got some interesting stories. So Johnny, you said you had to leave the business people are whack. Yeah, it just depends on your customers too. Like I do a really good job of vetting my customers out. That's why I kind of have like an extensive onboarding process. People have to put their phone number on file. People have to put their email address on file. People have to agree to do the automated billing. People have to agree to give me a code or a combination or a key for me to enter their property. I don't allow people to pick specific times of the day that they're going to be scooped, or even specific days that they're like, I need for you to be here on Tuesday, or, you know, I don't want your service. I tell them, I say, listen, I will do my best. Say if they fall on Tuesday, I will do my best to service you on Tuesday, but with Michigan weather, it might be the day before, it might be the day after. It's just kind of, it just depends. And so I can't guarantee that day for you. And if they're like, oh, that's preposterous, then they just go on to somebody else. Bye. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it was a really good podcast. They actually reached out to me to on the Side Hustle Nation. They reached out to me to be in their book for 1,000 Side Hustles. I completely forgot to write my portion of the book. And then when I remembered, I was like, oh, I totally forgot to do that, and I missed the deadline. So I dropped the ball on that. But one thing I actually am getting really better about is so I'm in Jobber all the time. I look at Jobber. I'm in there pretty much every single day. I'm starting to just put all of the things that I need to do, like the gym, go to the grocery store on Wednesdays, do the scheduling, all the stuff that I need to do. I'm putting those as tasks into my Jobber schedule and assign them to myself. So then that way I know what the heck's going on, because I'm not going to look in the paper calendar, and I really don't look at my calendar on my phone. I'll tell you what I do look at, Jobber, all the time. And I just recently learned how to do that, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'll tell you what, ever since I started doing that, because I see it all the time, I've been going to the gym, if not every day, every other day for the past 3 weeks. And I feel so good about it. All right, John, you're going to open in June and July. Okay, my question, what state do you live in? If you don't mind me asking. Because if you live somewhere where it's like cold like us and you get rain, the best time is to get all your stuff together right now. So when that thaw happens, you can really like jump on board and use that as your advantage. Because that's what I did. I opened in like August, really start getting going in October. I had 12 customers through the winter. And then as soon as that snow started to melt, I was posting before and after pictures everywhere. Buy, sell, trade groups, Facebook, Nextdoor app, Craigslist. I put a banner at a dog park. I mean, to me, it's a lot of money, but I made a lot of money that first spring. More money than I ever thought I was going to make. And that's when me and my husband both looked at each other and were like, hell yeah! No way did we just make that much money scooping up freaking dog poop. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking millions here by any means, but I was gassed up. Some people are hard to figure with text message notifications. Some love the professionalisms, and others say you can just show up. Yeah, and then you can have that conversation with your customer. If they just want you to show up, say for instance, you know they're not going to be home, or if they say, listen, if you see a car in the driveway, knock on the door, you already kind of know, you know what's going on. So just have those conversations. But there are some dogs where I went into a backyard with this one dog, and the homeowner didn't answer the phone. She didn't answer the door, none of it. And I went back there. I was like, okay, I'll just go back there and scoop really quick. but I left the gate open. She let the dog out, and the dog was curious of what was going on. That means she came out. She grabbed the dog, and I was very quiet. I like peeked around. She looked at me. I looked at her. She's like, and I was like, and then she took the dog, turned the dog around away from me, and brought the dog inside. She came out, and she was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I'm so scared right now. And she's like, dude, that dog would have hurt you. And she's like, I'm so glad that you left that gate open. I was like, I am too. And I went against my better judgment, and that could have been really bad. And it's a pretty large shepherd. That dog's very territorial. He stares at me out of the window, and I know he's just looking at me. He's like, let me bite you. I can't wait to get you. And so, yeah. And she knows if she doesn't answer the phone, if she doesn't respond back to my text messages, letting me know that she knows that I know, that I'm there, then she gets scooped. And that's a conversation that we had prior. The best way to get clients in the beginning is creating it's social media is really the way to go. It's not just Facebook, not just Google. Hold on one second. Hey, Ethan, can you calm down, please? I'm on live. Thank you. Yeah, create that Facebook business page. Create that Google listing. Get it verified. Start creating some marketing material. You can go on Canva. It's Canva, and you can create some marketing material for free because they have a free account, and use whatever free graphics they have and start posting that kind of stuff on your business page. You can post pictures on your Google listing. You can, you can still go, I don't know. Should you go door to door these days? I don't know. I kind of did. I had door hangers, and I hung door hangers on people's doors. I don't really think there was a huge turnout with those. But back then I didn't actually ask people like how they found me. But most people find me either on Facebook or on Google. So just start consistently posting dog pictures, dog memes. People don't typically like to read long posts. You know what? I didn't think of this though. Another scooper did. A dog poop pile with a dog paw in it. That really gets people's attention because they're like, oh, the dog's stepping in the dog poop, and then they're bringing that crap into my house. And I post before and after pictures of dog poop all the time in groups, and a lot of people are like, this is awesome, and other people are like, you're disgusting. Get out of here. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, poop scooping for noobs. Yeah, it is okay to say no as a business owner. And at a certain point, some people learn sooner than others. It took me a while that it was okay to say no, and it was okay to stick to my ground and respect myself and respect my business. You're in Arizona. If you get a chance, for any of you that are on here that you are not part of the pet waste removal group on Facebook, go on there and ask and see if you can join the group. It's a really good group. There's a lot of us on there. And there are people from Arizona in there. I don't live out there, so I don't know like when a good time to start is, but I'm going to tell you what, the sooner the better. That way you can get all your marketing material, you can get your your business name, you can get your insurance, you can get your business bank account, you can get things in order, and just slowly start doing it and figuring out who you are as a business owner and how long it's going to take you to scoop the yards. I know in Arizona a lot of the yards are rocks, so that kind of scooping is much different than how we do it. I've seen other scoopers scoop or pick it up with their hands, like with gloves. I've seen that. My back couldn't handle that. Definitely not. Melissa lives in Texas. My brother lives in Texas too. We've already talked about that. He lives in Eluse. I think it's called Eluse. I think. Oh yeah, I heard about the snow. I felt so bad. So my cousin's pipes blew. There was a huge suggestion. Do you suggest throwing flyers out? Yeah, I mean flyers, anything and everything that you can put out there, put out there. If you can make cheap flyers, go out there. And I wouldn't say put them in people's mailboxes, because here in the States, that's like a federal offense. You can't do that. But I've rubber band flyers to, you know, like the arm, you know, the little swing arm. I put those on there. I've slid them in people's doors. I've left cards at the gas pumps. That's a really good place to leave cards too, or at the gas pumps. I like slide them in there because people look at them. They stare at them. At restaurants, I'll leave cards on the table. If you go to like a local diner, a lot of times they will have like a cork board for like local stuff, your local coffee shop. We have a Big B, and they have my stuff on their little cork board. Some local pizza places, you can pay them to put flyers on top of their pizza boxes. I did that during Rona, when everything was shut down and the pizza places were going insane. Got a lot of good hits from that. I want to say they charged me like $50 for like 250 flyers, and I made well over that in return. All right, Chase, you know, how did that go when you knocked on doors? Did you knocked and you waited? So my brother sells meat door to door, and he said that if you knock doors, this is something that's a good little tip. So you knock on the door, and then you step away, you like step off the porch so you're not super close to the people's door, so they don't feel like you're invading their privacy. And then you can have that conversation. But if you are going to knock door to door, make sure you look professional. If you have a company shirt on, have a company shirt on. What else? And this is something that I learned. This is something that I learned from the salon, and not that I stick to it right now because my nails are actually a mess. But as a female, or anybody that paints their nails, not just female, everybody, anybody that paints their nails, if they're painted, don't have them chipped. Because when you go to hand somebody a flyer, like I got chipped nail right now, and I'm breaking my own rule, and I think about it all the time. When you go to hand somebody something and you have chipped nails, it's not a good look. And that's something that stems from the salon, that if I had chipped nails, they'd be like, no, you need to go paint those. You can't have that. Or you need to take your nail polish off. So just make sure that you look presentable. You smell good. Your nails look good, especially if you're handing people stuff. You look professional. Your shoes look nice. Wear comfy shoes while you're out walking. And just look like somebody that a customer or a homeowner would want at their house, because it is a very personal and intimate type service. Believe it or not, a lot of people are very embarrassed to even call you, because they're having to admit that they haven't been picking up their dog's poop, and they're calling you to tell you that. And a lot of times they're embarrassed. So my brother said about Texas, he likes it. He says it's just weird with it being December and being like not having snow on the ground. He says it feels very weird. This is his first holiday season, and he's not coming home. I just told him to enjoy it, enjoy this experience and soak it all in, and let it build you as a person. I would love to spend Christmas on a beach. Okay, so I have paid for Google ads, but I'm like strategic about it. So like I'll boost an ad at times where I know that I want more customers. So like last week, no, not last week, the beginning of this week, I knew that we were going to get a melt. So I posted my before and after picture. And my after picture, like it had some snow in it. and it showed like some melting snow. I boosted that so people would start seeing that. So when the snow melted, or they knew that the snow was going to melt, they called me, and I ended up picking up a few cleans from it. So it's just kind of being like ahead of the curve, you know, being forward thinking and having that all together. But just set your budget. You have to have some type of marketing budget. I mean, I don't know. Even when I didn't have any money, I think I spent like $1. I was pushing out stuff for like $1 a day, but I kept my radius really small. So yeah, I was only spending $1 a day, but I was just targeting Canton, Westland, this zip code. And if you have, say if you have 1 yard, right? You got one house, you can go into your analytics and you can go into, like, when you create your advertisement, you can type in that person's address and just target like around the area. So you can do very intentional targeting material. It's just a matter of going into your Facebook ad and tinkering around with it. I feel like in Florida, and it's got to be any time of the year because you guys are warm all the time. I mean, I was going to say I could write that down and then ask people in the group. But I don't live in Florida, so I don't know. But I'm just a firm believer is just start. Start today. Start tomorrow. Start on Monday and put stuff out there. Because it's going to take a little while for things to get built up. It's going to take a while for you to get your groove as a business owner and figure out what works for you and what works for your market. So I would say the sooner the better. I don't think it would be a good idea to open up your business during maybe hurricane season, where it's like raining all the time and there's like hurricanes. I don't know, because maybe people would be more worried about the safety of their home versus, you know, like dog poop. Does that make sense? Or am I just talking out of my butt right now? All right, David. Give us a little insight about Texas. When's your busy time? Like, do you have a surge in customers around a certain time of the year? It's weird. People who are used to warm Christmases that are normally by now in snow. It's like 80 here. It was 36 degrees today. And I'm a psycho, and I was wearing shorts because I got a tattoo yesterday on my leg, on my thigh. It's a mirror with like an eyeball in it. It's like self-love. Well, I wore jeans earlier in the day, and any of you guys that have had tattoos, you know that when a fresh tattoo, it sticks to everything. So I had to like peel my jeans off of it, and it hurts so bad. I was like, oh, that sucks. So I went and got my oil change today. Had to pick up my truck, and the oil change guy was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, why does she have shorts on? Like, I even went to the gym and I had shorts on, and people were asking me why I had shorts on. Because I don't ever wear shorts. Like, I wear the biggest, baggiest clothes at the gym. So I felt kind of weird. Where was I going with that? I was talking about the shorts. Oh, because of the weather. But it was like 50 something degrees yesterday. I was sweating my butt off. It's just weird. Oh, so some of you guys are in the same area. I love this. I freaking love this. So there's actually a Pooper Scooper convention that is in Florida, and it's in October. I didn't go this past year, but I'm going to go next year. Yeah, it's APAWS. They put it on, and they have a lot of good information. So I'm going to reach out to them and figure out all the stuff about it, and I can tell all of you about it. And then hopefully some of you guys will go, and then I can go, and then we can all like meet up face to face, because I think that would be really cool. I think so. But all right, does anybody have any like last questions or anything you want me to touch on? It's 9:12 here, so I'm gonna go here soon. I think me and my husband are gonna step out, maybe. I don't know. I kind of want to go back to bed. But it's really important too. This will be like the last little thing I talk about, I think. When you're a business owner and you're really focused on your business and you're trying to grow it, at least with me, I almost became like obsessed. Excuse me. I almost became obsessed with it, and I had tunnel vision, and I wasn't spending time with like my family or my friends or my husband. And so now me and my husband like to do date night where we like intentionally go out with each other and we hang out, and I leave my phone at home, no social media, no working, no nothing, just like him and I, because he is very important to me, and I do love him very much. But sometimes it's kind of like, oh, well, he's just there, you know, like he's always going to be there. But that's not, I mean, that's not good. We've been together for 10 years, married for 5, and it's still important to be intentional with each other and show each other that love. Because being a business owner can completely consume your thoughts, your time, everything. And next thing you know, you just haven't spent quality time with anybody. And you're like, oh my gosh, my friend's kid's a year old and I haven't even seen my friend's kid. I feel like such a piece of crap. It's funny, yeah, 36, it wasn't even that bad. Like, it was chilly, but like I said, I was in shorts. It was like, whatever. It's whatever. But, all right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys like these type of videos. If you do, just, you know, drop something in the comments and just let me know that you like them. I get a little nervous when I hop on here a little bit, but then I don't get nervous because I'm excited to hang out with you guys, and I'm hanging out. I don't know if it sounds kind of weird, but I'm like hanging out with my friends. You guys are my friends, and I appreciate it. And I'm really excited that we're going through this journey together as Pooper Scoopers and building our dreams and kind of like doing our thing. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their night, and you guys have a great weekend. And stay tuned. Maybe I'll make a video or I'll post something about the gingerbread extravaganza and show you guys what it's all about. So it was nice chatting. I'll talk to you guys soon. And Sean, I will send you a message. Maybe if you go to the Pet Expo on Sunday, let me know and we can like meet up or something, okay? Because that would be sweet. Okay, well, talk to you guys soon. Bye.